it's Mike. It's 12 November and it's Saturday, and happy Veterans Day to all you veterans. And the Rules Embassy is now open. This is my 5th attempt at doing this thing, and I'm really having one heck of a time trying to get my head wrapped around all of this, because there's a lot of changes coming up if you're a USA Triathlon constituent, whether you are a competitive rules official or a participant in a USA Triathlon event next year. All right. What's the problem with that? Well, okay, one, let's just say this. World Triathlon has different rules than USAT. USAT is the only national federation whose officiating program is not certified by World Triathlon. And that makes it problematic for those of us who are officials, especially because you have 3 separate qualification standards for officials. You have the red polos, the non-drafting domestic stuff. You have the international non-drafting stuff, or international stuff for World Triathlon. And then you have domestic non-drafting USAT, which is for like collegiate and getting ready for to move out to ITU related stuff. There's a new rule book coming out in January, and it's going to more clearly harmonize USA Triathlon's program, not just rule book wise, but also official qualification and certification wise with World Triathlon. And that's very important because the Olympics are coming up in about 6 years, all right? And they want to have enough officials who are qualified sufficiently that can go work the games in Los Angeles. So let's talk about some of the biggest things that you're going to find. One, notification. This is going to be a big one. I think most everybody's going to like this. You will be notified of penalties, infractions on the course itself. The officials will start using blue and yellow card notifications for penalties, and this will help for that quote-unquote finish line integrity. So we won't have to do all this rigmarole once we get back off the bike course or the run course and handing a timer a bunch of additional time to add on your thing. You'll know if you received a penalty and how long you're going to have to serve, because you're going to serve it on the course. Okay. So blue card, of course, is you'll stop and you'll do your penalty for whatever time it is, and go on. Your sins are forgiven you. Yellow card will be a stop and go, and I think they're going to get rid of the variable time penalty where you got, let's say for a sprint distance race, if you had a 2-minute penalty at a sprint race for your first penalty, and you got, let's say, a second penalty, and then they would give you an additional 4 minutes. It's just going to be strictly 2 minutes, and then DSQ, okay, disqualification. So it'll make it a whole lot easier that way. There will be something out for Clydesdales and Athenas, I think, this next year. And I expect there to be a modification of the rules every 2 years. So we'll all know every 2 years that there's going to be an adjustment to the rule book, and we can all be kind of prepared for that one. The big thing there, and this is something that I think they were starting to do right before I left country a year ago, is to break the punitive mindset of triathlon officiating. So we'll go closer to the global standard and allow for stop and go penalties for lesser infractions, or enable the athlete to fix what they've done wrong on the fly, that warn in the men kind of thing, and warn an athlete if at all possible, if there's a way that they can fix the situation right away on the course. Let's say you're riding on the left hand side of the road, and there's space and there's room and opportunity to be riding on the right, and they're not blocking anybody. If that person's not blocking anybody, and we see them, we can get their attention and say, hey, move over, go to the right, and not necessarily have to write them a penalty for that one. Just kind of fix the problem. this, as I know, it's going to be a real big change to the mindset of a lot of people. And we're not just talking athletes too. Officials are going to have some fun getting their heads around this one. And I think it's going to be a good thing, because that's going to get all of us closer to the international standard and make it easier for U.S. athletes when they go participate in international events. So if you have any questions about this, and you might, don't hesitate to reach out to me. It's michael.s.bowen@gmail.com, or you can reach me on Facebook at www.facebook.com/USAT Rules Guy. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Jamendo.com